Good evening, everybody. It's January 9, 2025. I hope everybody's doing well. This was created by one of our subscribers, gave to me, I guess it was a year and a half ago, maybe even 2 years ago. I was looking for the video because I created this video about this beautiful book, scrapbook, that a subscriber made for me. And this was inside of the book, like, I guess like a bookmark and little charms and stuff. Let me just show you quickly here. Let me show you. So I just want to take it out so you can see some really pretty things, and I'll probably use some of these in future videos because they're so pretty. It's like a scrapbook, and here's a hummingbird. And just beautiful pages and a pen and all that stuff. But anyway, this was inside. This is the book, scrapbook here. It's dark in my house. I keep it pretty dark. I just don't like bright lights and stuff. I'm just one of those people. But anyway. So here you go. Look how pretty it is. It's a little dragonfly, butterfly, and some flowers. Anyway. So, I want to first read some comments by subscribers on the video that I posted. Targeting contracts changed, driveway boulders, more snow, blah, 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 missed guardrail. This is about the targeting contracts changing, because I asked the question, has your targeting changed at all since the end of the year, the beginning of the year? And one subscriber wrote, It changed last year too, and every year. I never noticed that. Thanks for saying that. This time they did a 16-day debilitating head-exploding migraine between the change. Now I know why I've had those since I was 1 to 18 months old. How sick is that? If God is serious about making us whole, plus getting everything all of your enemies stole from you, I'll be the wealthiest person ever. Like all of us, I wonder if the predicted wealth transfer is going to happen because of this program getting shut down and actual justice served. And then the person says about your Q-tips, the mention about Q-tips just suddenly appearing on my bathroom floor, 3 of them. She says they can move things remotely too. They can also make things appear in a solid state for a certain period of time. So it's not always somebody in your house. It's easily done with witchcraft and also tech now. I'm not saying someone wasn't in your house. I'm saying there are other things that they do to make you think someone was there, or there's more people than there actually is. Either way, it's sick, disgusting, and I pray everyone declares a spiritual war on this evil. Call legions of warrior angels down from heaven in Jesus' name and fight. Well, thank you so much for that. I'm going to tell you a quick story. And I know what you're saying is true, because when I lived at 52 Sutton Drive in Manalapan, New Jersey, a home I lived in for 30 years as original owner, I decided I was going to buy some baby monitors. Not only did I have a security system, I had Arlo cameras, I had cameras inside, facing inside, outside. I had a hardwire system. I had everything imaginable. I even had trail cameras in my backyard. Okay, so when people say, well, why did you get a camera? Come on, guys. I mean, we're talking about one little old me against a whole bunch, an army of military grade technology, okay? So please don't say, oh, why did you get a camera? Why did you get trail cameras? I have had everything imaginable, and baby cameras, and I'm going to tell you what happened in New Jersey. So, I bought these baby monitors because I had some weird thing happening in my bedroom. Suddenly, a drawer in my vanity would just suddenly slide open, and then stuff inside the drawer, like my cosmetics, would be on the floor. And I'm thinking, how could this happen? And then I thought, well, my cats, I had a couple of cats that would turn on the water faucet sometime. I'm thinking, okay, maybe it was one of the cats. But I would go upstairs and I would see all my cats asleep on my bed or not around. And I'm thinking, okay, they couldn't have just like done this and gone back to bed. So I bought these baby monitors. I placed the baby monitor upstairs facing the drawer. And then I had one downstairs by my kitchen sink so I could watch it. Every time, this is what happened. Suddenly the baby monitor downstairs would go offline. When it would go offline, I would run upstairs. My cats would all be asleep on my bed. And I would look at my drawer. It would be open with stuff on the floor. And I'm thinking, there's either some creepo in my house doing this, or it's being done like magnetically or energetically or something. I was never able to catch it on camera. I was only able to catch it before and after it happened, not during it happening. So I would run upstairs and the camera upstairs would be on, but I'd have no footage. And the drawer would be open. So then I would close the drawer, and it would happen repeatedly. And then finally what I did is I taped the drawer shut, and then it didn't happen again, of course. So yeah, so I agree that it's not always somebody in the house, that it can be done remotely. They can move things remotely. And I know because, if you have energy in your hands, like if you rub your hands together, you can sometimes feel the energy moving or pulling or pushing against the palms of your hands with the other hand. So since these criminals have been using technology for decades and decades, sort of like, you know how the CIA stares at goats to try to get the heart to stop? I mean, these are sick people. I mean, who wants to do stuff like this? So, yes, I'm sure they can magnetize or energize your area to cause the drawer to open. And that's basically what was happening upstairs. They were making my drawer open and close. They were trying to make me think that I spooked. Now, I did not think that my house was spooked. I thought it was something that they were doing remotely. How they did it exactly, I couldn't even tell you. But I just wanted to validate what you're saying, okay? So, now, there was another comment under that. My targeting the past few days since I've been inside is an obscene amount of crank calls for the last week. When you go to the call number back, it says, your call cannot be completed as dialed. So they're calling from numbers that you can't even call back. Obviously spoofed. I've also been getting a lot of dogs crapping on the strip of lawn in front of our house and not picking it up. Of course, low-flying propeller aircraft around the house. Actually, I would say my targeting has been more intense, generally speaking, since the first of the year. It's usually this way. I think it's their way of saying, no, your targeting will not end with the new year. It doesn't bother me so much. Yes, it's annoying, but I understand what they're trying to do. The one thing that's really bothering is that my mother, who is unaware of the program, even though she is targeted herself. The constant crank calls and the dogs pooping in front of her house has really been bothering her. These evil pieces of shit have no limit of how low they will sink and at no age limit to whom they will target. I also wanted to add that I noticed the vehicle going by. What a coincidence! Right as you're outside and it just happens to be going by. Yeah, so I had posted that. As I'm recording this video, a car drive by. Now, one of my subscribers says that sometimes the cars driving by are a distraction because somebody's going in and out of my house. And that's certainly a possibility. That's absolutely a possibility. Or somebody maneuvering around my property. Again, that's definitely a possibility. And let's see. So now I wanted to read, this is sort of like a testimony. In one second. I'm on a targeted individual email list with another email address that I have. When I first realized I was targeted in 2017, I joined all these groups and all the online calls and stuff like that. So this individual writes something as follows. I won't write his name. Dear friends, the voices and mind reading go hand in hand. For many of us who receive V2K, there's no question at all about whether the attackers can read our minds. They can. However, one must receive the voices to be able to know that his mind is being read. Otherwise, your mind could be read, but you won't know if you're not getting the voices. That's, I think, what he's trying to say. Knowing my thoughts, the attackers, for example, can change phone numbers to prevent my calling certain people. Well, that's definitely happened to me. They've actually removed entire phone numbers. That happened just today. I tried to call a friend, and the perps had changed his name on my touch dial numbers to cities utilities, which I occasionally call. When I pray, the attackers repeat my words. I often say and repeat things that I know the attackers won't like as I go about my daily chores. They often repeat them along with me. I often sing silly songs to annoy them. They sing along with me. However, their repetitions are even a fraction of a second ahead of my words and thoughts. Now that's really interesting, because his attackers are speaking ahead of his words. So, your words come out after your thought. So that's how you know you're being hacked. He said, last year I had a box of valuable silverware stolen from a hidden location in my house, as the attackers knew exactly where it was hidden. And I've said this before. Like, I even wrote to the sheriff. I said, there are things that were stolen from my house, and the only way that somebody could know exactly where this is if I'm being surveilled. A local accomplice had to have been used to enter my house in my absence to find it. Much later, it was returned to the same location. Gaslighting extreme. I dare not hide a key to the house in any location, for they know its hiding place. As in the case of the hiding places, passwords used to protect online accounts and documents are utterly useless, for the mind-reading attackers know them better than I do. Not only do they read your mind, but they also retrieve old, long-forgotten memories of people and events. Now that's interesting. Almost every day they mention something that I said or did in the past, or cause to surface a person from the past. If I forget the name of a particular person, they often supply it. Sometimes they blanked out the name to be able to provide it. In that case, they are seeking to make me dependent on them for answers. Other times, it's seemingly only a natural memory lapse to which they add the missing name. The attackers probably practice mind reading on all targets who receive the remote neurological and physical effects. However, only those targets who receive the subliminal voices will know it. So I found that to be really interesting. I wanted to share that with you. Please leave your comments down below on your thoughts about whether or not they read your mind, if they can speak what you're thinking before you've even said the words, if they've retrieved memories from your past and have placed it in front of you. I'll tell you something that happened to my Facebook, which I'm not very active on Facebook. Now, I received a friend request from a woman from my childhood. It's not an uncommon thing for somebody to be thinking about, maybe your best friend when you're growing up and try to find you on Facebook. So she sent me a friend request, and I quickly accepted it. I sent her a quick note, hi, how are you? How have you been? All these zillions of years later. No response. She never responded to me. So I actually unfriended her because I just felt, well, maybe she's a perp. Maybe one of these criminals accessed a memory of mine a friend of mine, literally from, was it junior high school? Junior high school. Stephanie. Her name was Stephanie. From, I think it was, yeah, I think it was junior high school. It might have been before junior high school. And maybe they pretend to be that individual. So leave your comments down below. Have you received any friend requests from people from like junior high school, and then for them to not speak to you? I think it's just very bizarre. So I just unfriended that person. But I look forward to your questions and comments down below. Please remember to hit the thumbs up, and I hope to talk to you soon.